Hi guys, do you sometimes feel like someone is taking advantage of you? Like a group of people are taking advantage of you? You're sure about this, maybe at work or any other place, you are sure that this is happening and you don't feel good. You feel like when it comes to you, people overstep their boundaries, like they pass it, without thinking about anything. And this happens, because you are nice and you want to be sweet all the time. You don't want to be the reason for any form of problem. But you really wish that you could communicate to these people and let them know that you're not okay with what they are doing, but you don't know how. I'm here to share with you 7 tips that will help you to become more assertive. Being assertive is very important. It will help save you a lot of stress. You understand? Because if you don't speak up and let them know that you're not okay with what is going on, they will continue. Because some of these people are not bad people. They're actually throwing those things at you because they think that you're okay with them. And then the bad ones do not have limits. The users, they don't have limits. They can never stop. They are never going to think about how it affects you. So it's up to you to create those limits. Let them know that you're not okay with this. Like, this is the level that you can accept, and this is what you're not going to accept. So, having said that, I will get to my first point, which is actually speaking out. Because no one is a mind reader. Nobody is a mind reader. Yes, there are people that will know you to the point that they know the things that you didn't say to them, but they are very few. Some people don't even get that from their significant others. See, not everyone is blessed with the gift of empathy and discernment. Just being able to look at someone and tell that the person is not okay. So it's up to you to say what you want and how you want it. You can add why you want it if it's necessary. Look, you complaining that you're not okay with something is not supposed to end up in a quarrel with the people who truly really care about you. If it does, it means that the person did not understand you, and you could try to make the person understand. But if the person does not want to understand you, the person is being deliberate about, misunderstanding you. You just let that person be. The person does not care about your good. You understand? And that's fine. You cannot please everyone. The number 2 tip is to make sure that you are speaking to the right person or people. You see, oftentimes we get vocal about our thoughts or the things that bother us, but we discuss it with everyone else but the one who is directly involved. Maybe you go home and vent to your mom that this is what happened at the office, this person is dealing with you this way or that way, maybe your friend or anyone else, but you don't end up talking to the person who is directly involved, and that will not solve the problem. Even if the person you talk to decides to handle the matter for you, the person may end up being very aggressive about it, and then that will cause the problem that you're trying to avoid. Or the person will be subtle and not be able to, pass the message across or ask for what you actually really need. And then your problem is not solved. So you need to speak to the right person, to the one directly involved. And then the number 3 tip is to use the I think and the I feel statements. So instead of saying something like, "You are not a nice person. Stop interrupting me whenever I'm trying to make a point during the meeting," you could say that, but remember that you're trying to be nice and sweet, and not cause trouble. This is your person. So you say, instead of saying that, you say something like, "I think you should let me finish talking before interrupting me." You say, "I feel I should be allowed, to express my point during the meetings. I don't like how you're always interrupting me." That will be a nicer way to say it. And if you say this to anyone and the person decides to make trouble out of it, relax. The person has a problem. You are not causing any problem. The person has a problem. And then the number 4 tip is to learn to say no. Let's say you have a friend in your life or anybody close to you that always makes you pay for something, what they bought or what they need. Whenever you go back, they go like, "Hey, please help me pay for that thing, I'll pay you back." But they never pay back. And when it's your turn, they never buy for you. When next you go out with the person and the person asks you to please help me pay, simply say no. And if the person asks why, say to the person that you never pay back and I cannot continue paying for you. If I want to buy something for you, I buy it, I do it from the goodness of my heart. But when you ask me, you have to pay back, or else I'm not paying for you anymore. Let's say you have an engagement, by 4 p.m. today, but then you have a colleague at the office that always comes to drop off their work for you and asks you to please help me finish it off. On that day you have an engagement. If they come, tell the person, no, I have somewhere to be by 4 p.m. Don't cancel your appointment because of someone who always dumps off their work at your desk to rush off to somewhere. You too, on that day, you have somewhere to be. So don't cancel your own. The person should be able to plan better to meet up with whatever deadline they always have. So on that day, do not cancel your appointment. Just tell the person, no, I have somewhere to be and I intend to be there on time. Except it's not in the person's character and the person genuinely needs help and you could move your appointment to 1 hour later. That's fine. You can do that for someone. The number 5 tip is do not apologize for saying no. It's as simple as that. You've said no and that's it. Leave it that way. Don't start saying, oh, the reason I have to go is because this is the first time. This is my first date with that guy. Or this is my first date with that girl. Or you don't need to explain all that. You said, no, it's not convenient for me. Leave it at that. And then the number 6 tip is to be confident if your point is reasonable. You've thought about something, it makes sense, or someone asks you a question, you know that your point makes sense. Be confident. Don't overthink it. Don't, start shaking. Be confident. See, even when your point is not reasonable, if you are confident, you could make people change their minds because what? You have their attention. They could look at that thing from another point of view and agree that your point is reasonable. You understand? So you just have to speak up. But it's even better when you're sure that this is the answer to that question. My point is very reasonable. Just, raise your hand, speak. Let them know. Let them, see what you have. I'll tell you a little story. So I had this supervisor. Every time there's a problem, he will come to me. Just maybe a little problem. I know these things. In fact, I was training under him and I know this answer. So I expected him to know. So I didn't understand why he would always come to me. So it made me feel like the answers that I knew were not correct. So when he asked me, how should we handle this? I'll be like, I think we should use black, maybe gray. And then he will be like, are you asking me or telling me? Which one is it? And then I'll say black. And he will say, yes, that's the answer. I just wanted to be sure that you know. And you know this thing. Why are you bringing in a second option? Just say it and leave it there. And it really helped me. So when you're sure of something, don't try to tone things down because of the person involved. If you are sure of something, just say it. Being confident is different from being arrogant. You're just trying to answer a question. You're just trying to say what you think. You understand? Just say it. Confidence is not arrogance. It's not bad to be confident. And then the final tip is to try to see things from the other person's point of view. Not everyone is trying to leverage on the fact that you are always available. You need to know this. And with this, you can be able to suggest, other options to them, without being directly involved in helping them. You don't really have to be if it's not convenient for you. Or you could come to a compromise. If I work for you, if I help you with your work, are you going to wait for me? If I wake up early to help you with your assignments, are you going to help me with whatever? Just come to a compromise. You can help. If that person is always asking and always needing your help, you can find a way to come to a compromise and help them. But they help you as well. So I hope you find these tips helpful. If you do, please share this video so that I can get to someone else who needs it.